everybody. Good evening. What's happening? It's me, Scotty D, and you're on the Hey We're Talking show, brought to you by Ronco. Hey, we're talking. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just acting like an idiot.
What is Ronco?
Ronco? You don't know Ronco?
No, what is Ronco?
Oh my gosh. We're going to have to do a show about Ronco someday. Derek, you know what Ronco is, right?
Yeah.
He had spray-on
Derek,
hair. Ronco did the spray-on hair. You know, if you have a bald patch and you use that spray to make it look like you're not bald anymore, you spray paint your head.
He's the king of infomercials, Bob. He had the dehydrator and the pocket
is that the guy that died?
No, not Billy Mays.
Billy Mays was awesome.
He was, but he did too much cocaine. Yeah, he did. All right. So
I didn't know all that, but okay.
So here we go. We're on the program, and we got Derek and we got Bob. Just say hi, guys.
Hi.
I just tanked the show right there. But let's. So today on Hey We're Talking, we're going to be discussing video games, not current video games. We're going to go old school. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to contribute a ton to this, but I'll give you my recollections. Bob, as you may or may not know, when we pick at each other on the show, we do talk routinely about the fact that Bob has put together this spreadsheet of ideas to talk on the show. And he was the one who put in video games, old school video games. And I know from knowing Bob for a while now that he and a couple of his friends, Mick in particular, are old school video game geeks. So, Bob, start us off. Video games.
Well, I was just thinking, one of the biggest things we all played was probably Pong. That was the number one video game at one point. No. You guys never played it?
I mean, I did, but I didn't like Pong.
Really? Where you had this little, wheel that you turn and the little thing in the ball, and you guys. That was
a friend of mine had Intellivision, and we played Pong on it. So yes, I did. Okay, I'm going to play along. I'm going to yes and you like we're in a.
You don't have to. You don't have to, because then shortly thereafter things upgraded to the Atari
2600. Yeah.
Yes. You guys remember that?
I can talk to you about, because I got the Atari 2600. See, since I'm so old, I got that when it first came out. I had Space Invaders, and everybody was so excited when they came out with Pac-Man for Atari 2600, and it was stupid. It was the most horrible version of Pac-Man you could ever imagine. It sucked.
I mean, how bad could it get? I mean,
it's got just like this. The face would just go bonk, 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 and it wouldn't. No,
well, that is the game.
But the graphics, if you saw it, you would understand what I'm talking about. They're horrible, horrible.
How many Pac-Man games have you ever said, "Oh, look at these amazing graphics"?
Actually, there is a new Pac-Man you can get on a cell phone. I think it's Pac-Man 365. It's pretty awesome, dude. It's all 3D. Now it's pretty cool, but I mean, back when the Atari came out, I mean, dude, it was 4 bits at that time, 4-bit graphics.
Bad.
So
it was not good.
I mean, that was just the coolest thing. Some of my favorite games was Joust and Pitfall. Yeah, Pitfall was just so cool.
I loved Pitfall.
But, from that point in time till now, a lot of things have changed with video games. Shortly thereafter, October 18th, 1985, what came out?
ColecoVision?
The Nintendo Entertainment System?
Yes.
That was mine.
ColecoVision was just really a blip on the map compared to...
But it had Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong was freaking cool. Before Donkey Kong was available on Atari 2600 and all that stuff, they had it on Coleco, and it was cool.
Nintendo bought it, and it became cooler.
See, I don't know all this stuff, so keep educating me. Talk to me about Nintendo. I know some of it. I did Double Dragon on Nintendo and Super Mario. Those were the 2 games I played. Oh, Tecmo Bowl and Blades of Steel. No, Blades of Steel was on Sega that I played.
Yeah, Sega Genesis. Yeah. Derek, did you have any? You said you're a Nintendo guy. Did you have anything that? What were your favorite games?
Oh well, in '88 was when I got the Nintendo. I just turned 8 years old, and that was my very first experience with any kind of video gaming, aside from going to the local arcade, which I didn't do much. But we got the Nintendo. My dad really loved Duck Hunt.
Oh yeah,
it came with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. That was just, he loved that. He loved whenever you miss the ducks and the dog laughs at you. He laughed his butt off. But I loved Mega Man. I loved Legend of Zelda. I love Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Kung Fu.
Karate Kid. What? Hold on a second. We have to stop really quick because one of the games that Derek mentioned, Mega Man, he and Boontar were talking about, or you shared it. There's like a band who made an entire album, or more than one album, of the music from Mega Man. Who is it?
Mega Man. Yeah, Mega Man 2. Yeah.
Who's the band? Do you remember?
The Megas.
The Megas. So creative.
Yeah, but just as an aside, if anyone cares, the music, the soundtrack to Mega Man 2, which came out, I believe, in 88 or 89 or something like that. It's like that, the little chippy, video gamey music. But it was so cool. It got you amped up.
And they put words to it.
They adapted it as songs because each level has a different song. So they.
That's awesome.
This is like super nerdtastic, dude.
I'm gonna have
this
to
is like.
I've listened to these albums, all right, because they had the hard rock version and the acoustic version. I am ashamed to say that I have listened to it this year so many times. I am.
Hey, you know what? That's okay though, because I went to a Legends of Zelda Symphony 2 years ago, like where they play they show all the videos from the video game, and there's a live symphony playing the music to it, and it was at the Chicago Theater, man. It was this big thing. It was awesome, and we were on the news that night. That was cool.
Wow. I wish that I could say that's geeky, that's nerdy, but I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
so.
It's awesome. It is. It's so
then
awesome.
You go to November 21st, 1990. Super Nintendo.
Oh, no. Super Nintendo. Good grief.
I don't think I have all the dates for all the PlayStation 1, 2, and
it doesn't matter.
But I'll look real quick and see
we're
when
going to do old school. Seems like you're getting so close to new school.
Super Nintendo is definitely
That's
old school. 1990, Scott. That was 27 years ago.
Right, I was 10 years old. That's pretty old school to me.
Is the Super Nintendo the one, or was it Nintendo 64? Everybody played James Bond, like GoldenEye or whatever.
I think I have 64.
I don't know that one.
Then 64.
Oh!
What is that?
Whoa!
Whoa, what is that?
It's the secret Ooga horn. And you know what that means? It's time to give a shout out to one of our listeners. And today's shout out goes to, Bob's going to read somebody's name, I think. He's going to give us a shout out. It's the Ooga horn.
It's going to go out to Jake. Jake, you're awesome for listening. We thank you for listening to the show. We appreciate all your feedback, all the pictures you sent us. So Jake, keep listening. We appreciate it.
Play the horn one more time on the way out.
Going to be a little bit of a delay. Oh, there it is.
Oh! So just remember, if you'd like to have a shout out on Hey We're Talking, just listen for that Ooga horn. We're just going to call it the Ooga horn. I think when you say it that way, though, it's a little funny.
Isn't it Ahooga?
It's Ooga.
Guys, it's Auga.
Auga.
Get it? Auga. There you go.
If you would like to get a shout out on Hey We're Talking, just let us know. Get in touch with us somehow. There's plenty of ways to do it. You can send us an email or whatever you want to do. Hey, we're talking at gmail.com and whatever. And if you talk to us, we're actually available. We can be talked to in real life. So if you have questions or comments, if you're on Voxer, look us up. We've actually got a little chat going with some Hey We're Talking fans. All one of them so far.
And the thing is, we didn't start that channel.
No, we didn't.
That's what's cool. Somebody else started it for us. So
yes, they did. They were like, hey, I wanted to talk to you guys about the top 5 presidents, and we had a little discussion with them. So we are available on Voxer. So check us out. All right, back to this Super Nintendo. Go ahead, Bob. Tell us about Super Nintendo, because I was out of the loop, apparently.
That came out in 1990. That doubled the graphics that the regular Nintendo had. So you went from 8-bit to 16-bit graphics.
People are probably like, wow, look at the graphics.
Some of the most amazing games that came out on there were like Super Mario World, the Donkey Kong game, a Final Fantasy, Star Fox was cool, where you're flying around, and there were so many games. Mega Man X came out on Super Nintendo, so there were so many awesome games. I love Super Nintendo.
Did you have one?
Yeah, I actually got one in June of 1990. No, 1991. It would have been June of 1991.
Wow.
I got one too, but you didn't mention the best game, Aladdin.
What?
Disney's
like a
Aladdin.
whole new world Aladdin?
Yeah, they had a game for Aladdin on the Super Nintendo.
And that's considered one of the best games for Super Nintendo?
I thought so.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you
We're
doing
starting to pick up a theme here. You're into the
in
pageantry and the songs and the music of video gaming.
Well, I mean, that one, good music, but the gameplay was on point. What were you doing in 1990, Scott? Were you
graduating from high school?
Yeah.
Wow.
Practically married.
I was almost married. Yes. So I didn't have all I can remember is playing in that time frame. All I can really remember playing is like Double Dragon.
Oh yeah.
That was, and there was a thing called, but I did it on. These are different. I had different things. I had Sega Genesis. I don't know when that came out, but that's what I had. I had Sega Genesis because I thought it had better graphics than Super Nintendo, so that's the one I got. And I played Blades of Steel all the time. It was a hockey game. Again, I'm alienating half or more, probably 90% of the audience because I played hockey games.
Y'all remember Battletoads?
No.
Oh yeah, that's actually listed as one of the hardest games ever. That and Ninja Gaiden are the 2 hardest games ever for video games. Yeah. I mean, if you Google it and look up a list, those 2 will definitely be in that. So, Sega Genesis came out October 29th, 1988.
Yeah, so I was behind the times. I never had a Super Nintendo.
I feel like that, there was the Sega versus Nintendo is kind of the Samsung versus, the Android versus Apple of our childhood.
Probably.
Well, same thing now. You got Xbox One and PS4. Same battle. I mean, that's what competition does. But and if you look at it, I mean, competition is awesome when it comes to video games because you come out with more and more products. And unfortunately, they're in cahoots on pricing, and they make everything the same exact price.
Yeah,
so,
basically.
So that's not the difference. But
I wanted to mention, sorry, since you're jumping ahead and we're almost out of time, I just wanted to mention, do you have something specific you were going to say? I'm sorry. I feel like you were just about to say something important and I cut you off.
No, I was just going to say that the Sony PlayStation, the first PlayStation that came out, actually released in September of 1995.
Yeah, because I got it. My wife got it for me, and I remember putting in the, again, hockey game and just going, oh my gosh, EA Sports. It's in the game. Yeah, so
EA Sports, if you want to sponsor, hey, we're talking.
There you go. I just wanted to mention I happened to see another YouTuber by the name of Casey Neistat was invited.
Scott has a man crush on this dude. He's
Casey's cool. I don't agree with everything that Casey talks about when he talks about politics, but he doesn't do that often. But I do love his videos. He's really cool. He does cool stuff. Anyway, don't get me off topic here. So he was invited to a Nintendo thing in New York City, and they showed the new Nintendo that they're coming out with. It's freaking cool, dude. It's like an iPad that you put the controllers on, and you can plug it into this docking station, and you can play it on your screen, on your TV. It's really cool. It's the thing he said that he really liked about it we're gonna in the future we're gonna do like a tech. We'll talk about other fun guy stuff in future episodes, obviously, but it was pretty cool, man. I could see that really taking over because it really makes playing with other people a lot more fun. Like people actually in the room with you rather than online, which is what we do now.
The only thing they have to do is Nintendo has to do, which I hope that they learn their lesson with Wii and Wii U, is they have to have the games to back it up. You can have the greatest system ever, but if you don't have the games to back it up, it's going to flop. And that's what happened with Nintendo Wii. I mean, the idea of it, the concept to get people moving and this and that was great, but they never had any games to back it up.
And I know part of the issue is, and they've said this before, again, I'm not a huge gamer, but I have picked up some of the stuff from different things. I think Nintendo is not willing to market. They don't want to take violent games and stuff like that. And tons of people play like Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Yep.
And they don't want to do that. They want to keep it something that's for children. And we really have to wrap up. But go ahead, Derek. It looks like you're going to say something.
Well, yeah, the Nintendo, that's kind of the reason we even mentioning this, the whole classic video games, is because they came out with their little NES Classic, like a little tiny version of the original Nintendo Entertainment System, available, I guess, for $60, and it contains 30 original games. And I've seen how people have already hacked it to add, other games to it, because it does, because Nintendo's games were made by other studios. They were not able to secure the rights to these other games to put on this.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about this again because, Derek, you had stories that you were going to share, too, about stuff that your brother and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about video games again. And maybe we'll get more in depth. This was just like an overview to talk about old school video games and all that kind of stuff. So feel free again to drop us a line and tell us what you think. Comment on the YouTube video. Give us a like. Share this with people, too. Check out our Facebook page. We've got the Hey We're Talking Facebook. Just look it up. And if you want to email us at heywe'retalking@gmail.com. We're not really super involved on Twitter right now or Instagram, but that might change in the future, so keep your eye out for that. Everything is just at Hey We're Talking. So we appreciate you guys listening, guys and gals. I say guys, but I mean it universally. Sorry about that. I'm such a misogynist.
You should say y'all.
Thanks for listening, y'all. We really appreciate you.
Oh.
Yeah. And we will chat with you soon on Hey We're Talking.